It marks a particular defining portion, not just in Ogun State, but in the trajectory of education in our country. It is indeed an epoch event in the annals of this state and in the history of this great university. As yet another landmark chapter is being written. Ogun State has consistently remained at the forefront of pioneering achievements in the educational and developmental history of our nation, and today is not an exception. This occasion formally witnesses the release and handover of the erstwhile Tasued University of Education in Japan to its new owner, the federal government of Nigeria. It will now be known as the Tasued Federal University of Education. It is therefore with profound honor that I acknowledge the presence of the new visitor of this university, His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented at this event by the Honorable Minister of State Education, Professor Shuaibu Said Ahmad. We also express our heartfelt appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Olatunji Alausa, for indeed working very hard and facilitating this historic process. Ogun East finally has a federal tertiary institution. I also like to thank Professor Abiodun'S, a former Vice Chancellor of this institution, whose leadership helped drive the implementation of bold reforms. These reforms span from curriculum renewal, teacher capacity development, institutional accountability, and technology-enabled learning that have delivered measurable results. They have strengthened standards and restored confidence in our education ecosystem. Standing before this distinguished gathering today evokes a deep sense of nostalgia as the outgoing visitor of this university. As I relinquish this role, I'm proud to have supported and to be witnessing this historic transition that secures the future of this noble institution and puts it in the rightful place in the committee of tertiary institutions all over the world. The story of this university is deeply rooted in history. It began in 1978 as the Ogun State College of Education, established as a national certificate education awarding institution. In its formative years, the college was affiliated with the University of Ibadan for its bachelor education programs, and later with the Dapo Ajah University for programs leading to the award of Bachelor of Technology degrees and postgraduate diploma in education. Over time, the college evolved into a specialized university in response to a critical national need to address gaps in pedagogy that were evident in conventional universities, particularly in the depth and quality of teacher preparation for foundational education. The institution was further designed to integrate vocational skills and entrepreneurial training, ensuring that graduates were equipped not only with academic knowledge, but also with practical skills for self-reliance. Compelling was the need to establish a national resource center for colleges and institutes of education dedicated to improving teacher quality, learning outcomes across the entire country. These considerations culminated in the transformation of the Tasued College of Education, named after the foremost educationist and social reformer Tasued, making it Nigeria's first university of education. Upon its establishment, the university adopted a collegiate system comparable to faculty structures in conventional universities. By the year 2005 and 2006 academic session, following guidance from the National Universities Commission, the university has grown to 4 colleges, 18 departments, and 38 academic options, and a student population of about 3,800. Today, this great university stands as a compelling symbol of vision, growth, and academic excellence, proudly structured into 6 colleges, offering a rich spectrum of learning through 63 undergraduate programs, 46 master's programs, and 42 PhD programs. A breadth that reflects both depth and intellectual ambition, with a vibrant undergraduate population of now about 35,000 students. This institution is not merely expanding in numbers, but advancing in purpose, shaping minds that will define the future of our society. Most commendable is the sustained achievement of 100% accreditation of all academic programs by the National Universities Commission. This is no doubt a clear affirmation of quality, discipline, and institutional integrity. This accomplishment speaks to a culture that values standards, continuous improvement, and academic rigor. To the students, faculty, and administrators, these milestones serve as a powerful reminder that excellence is achieved when vision is matched with commitment and when consistency is pursued with courage. The journey of this university demonstrates that with clear direction and collective resolve, institutions can rise, they can endure, and continue to inspire generations to dream boldly and achieve greatly. The overarching objectives of this specialized institution have been made clear and purposeful: to provide facilities for learning and research aimed at producing educators and trainers for schools, human service agencies, businesses, and industry; to foster philosophical inquiry in education as a tool for dynamic socio-economic development; and to entrench professionalism, character formation, and excellence at all levels of teacher education. The adoption of this university by the federal government also advances national equity by balancing the geographical spread of federal universities while honoring our distinguished champions of education in the Jeburewo axis, including the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the late Chief Bisi Onabanjo, and of course, the invaluable role played by our late Awujale of Jebula, Oba Dr. Sikiru Adetoju, whose intervention at various times was instrumental to the survival of this institution at critical moments in history. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the elevation of this university to federal status reinforces the federal government's commitment to preserving legacy institutions and strengthening teacher education as a strategic pillar of national development. On behalf of the government and the good people of the state, I express our deep appreciation to our president for the adoption of Tasued University of Education in Jago, now proudly named Tasued Federal University of Education. This remains a source of pride to us as a center of academic excellence. Permit me to also commend the host communities for their cooperation, accommodation, and sustained support, which have contributed significantly to the peaceful atmosphere for which this university has been known for years. It is my earnest prayer that the town and gown relationship continues to flourish under the university's new federal status. At this juncture, I formally declare that Ogun State has today released the erstwhile Tasued University of Education to the federal government of Nigeria. We do so with all authorities, responsibilities appertaining to its new status as a federal institution. Distinguished guests, this ceremony also coincides with the 17th convocation of this university, a celebration of academic excellence, perseverance, and institutional resilience. It is therefore appropriate to congratulate the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Ramon Adisabelo, the Acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Adekunle Olariwaju Adeoku, members of Council, management, staff, and students for steering the university successfully through this very historic transition. We celebrate with deep gratitude and national pride our First Lady of the Nation, Her Excellency, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, ably represented today by Her Excellency, Hajia Nana Shetima, for graciously accepting the conferment of this honorary doctorate degree. We salute her for an unwavering commitment to uplifting lives across the country. Through her renewed hope initiative, she has translated compassion into action, lifting many out of poverty, restoring dignity to the less privileged, and rekindling enterprise through targeted social campaigns that provide cash support and productive equipment to small business owners. Her quiet strength, moral clarity, and people-centered leadership continue to inspire hope, empower families, and expand opportunities, especially for women and vulnerable communities. Not just policy, but purpose, not just programs, but lives transformed. I celebrate all the honorees today. Her Excellency, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, represented by Her Excellency, Hajia Nana Shetima, His Excellency, Aremo Olusegun Oshoba, CFR, and my humble self. We honor a shared commitment to excellence, to service, and to impact. May these recognitions spur us all to higher purpose, deeper service, and enduring legacies that shape a stronger, more inclusive future for Nigeria. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all our graduates. You are graduating at a time when education is increasingly recognized as the engine of innovation, productivity, and social stability. As products of a specialized university of education, you carry a unique responsibility to shape minds, influence values, and prepare future generations for leadership. As John Dewey aptly noted, and I quote, "Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself," unquote. And as Nelson Mandela also reminded us, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world," unquote. Also, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. These timeless insights underscore why the role you are called to play as educators and nation builders is both noble and indispensable. In this regard, I must pay a glowing tribute to His Excellency, our President, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, for his audacious, reform-driven, and forward-looking education policies. The federal government's decisive takeover of this university reflects the President's deep conviction that national renewal is inseparable from the quality of human capital development. Under the renewed hope agenda, education has been strategically positioned as a catalyst for economic growth, social inclusion, technological advancement, and long-term national competitiveness. From bold policy reforms to innovative funding mechanisms such as the National Education Loan Fund, the President's interventions are already expanding access, reducing inequality, and unlocking opportunities for millions of young Nigerians. These policies are not only strengthening institutions, but also laying a solid foundation for sustainable socio-economic development. On our part in Ogun State, we continue to align with this national vision through our Building a Future Together agenda. We have demonstrated historic investment in education, teacher recruitment, digital transformation, infrastructure renewal, and student welfare. Education remains the strongest legacy of our administration. That is why, under our agenda, our administration has made deliberate and substantial investments in the education sector. In our bold drive to strengthen human capital and educational infrastructure, we allocated 275.4 billion naira to education in this year's budget, which amounts to 17% of our total 1.7 trillion naira budget. Please clap for me, please clap. Thank you, thank you. This historic investment is designed to expand access to quality education, reduce inequality, and ensure that no child is left behind, irrespective of background, tribe, religion, or location. Through our Ogun Educational Cash Award for Students, we have disbursed grants to over 500,000 learners in public, primary, secondary, and public tertiary institutions nationwide. In this regard, let me also commend our President for the Nigeria Education Loan Fund, which has provided renewed opportunities for students pursuing higher education. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, education remains, again, like I said earlier, our strongest legacy. We continue to build our future on a deliberate and in a sustainable manner through the Ogun Teacher Experience Acquisition Channel. We call it Ogun Teach. We have recruited over 6,000 intern teachers, with more than 2,000 absorbed as full-time teachers. This is an unprecedented milestone in teacher employment in the 50 years of existence of Ogun State. Complementing this effort is our Ogun State Educational Transformation Agenda. And this is called Ogun State OGSER, OGSERA. This has allowed us to leverage technology to strengthen institutions, empower teachers, and improve learning outcomes. We today have pioneered what we call the Learner Identification Number, which has also been adopted by the federal government and is called ELIN. And what is that? The Learner Identification Number allows us to ensure that every student in Ogun State, from public primary schools, students, all the way to universities, have a unique ID number. Just last week, we launched what we call the Ogun Learn, a first of its kind artificial intelligence-powered teaching and learning platform that delivers comprehensive lesson resources, interactive learning support for students, and enhanced tool for teachers to plan lessons, access materials, and track performance efficiently. Ogun State has once again affirmed its leadership in educational excellence as one of our finest educators, Mr. Sholanke Francis Taiwo, continues to make history on the national stage. Mr. Sholanke was earlier honored as the best teacher in Nigeria during the year 2025 World Teachers' Day celebrations. Mr. Sholanke even reached an even greater milestone by emerging the best teacher in the Southwest, and only yesterday he was crowned the overall best teacher in Nigeria, standing tall among educators across the entire nation. This exceptional achievement is not only a personal triumph, but also a proud testament to Ogun State's investment in teacher quality, professional development, and educational innovation. Congratulations to all of us in Ogun State on this landmark national recognition, and I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Mr. Sholanke Taiwo, a true ambassador of excellence, of passion, of commitment to the noble profession of teaching. Ogun State remains very proud of you. Again, education remains our strongest legacy. Even as this university now assumes its rightful place within the federal education system, Ogun State remains committed to sustained collaboration and support, recognizing its strategic importance to our people and to Nigeria at large. In closing, I urge the management, staff, and students of Tai Shulari Federal University of Education not to relent in their pursuit of excellence in teaching, research, and community service. To the graduates, go forth as ambassadors of knowledge. Go forth as ambassadors with character and service to humanity. Once again, on behalf of the entire government and good people of this great state, I congratulate the university community on this historic milestone and wish you continued success in the noble task of nation building. Thank you very much for listening to me, and God bless you. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn.
Your Excellency, of the MOU, Your Excellency, sir, for education. The Director in the Ministry of Education will witness on the part of the federal government, while the Pro-Chancellor of this great university will witness on the part of Ogun State and Tasued. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, the Honorable Minister of Education. We appreciate you all for this historic transformation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A round of applause for our governor and for the representative of the visitor.
We sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel Goldmynetv and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.